I am more interested, and I think our listeners are also more interested about knowing how Nokia was made Nokia in the Indian subcontinent. I mean, it was a household brand. Interesting to know that कि be it rich, मिडिल क्लास पुअर कोई भी है लाइक एवरीवन यूज नोकिया ऐसा नहीं कि मैं एडिडास यूज कर रहा है तू अभिबास यूज कर रहा है.
When the mobile phone industry was just starting out, a lot of companies entered India, Nokia being one of them. But the reason it became such a huge deal was a combination of various factors. One of them was the how well built and how unique their designs were. So, like anyone who has lived through that era knows, like there isn't a particular way that a Nokia phone looks because every Nokia phone looked different. The iconic, the 1100 Nokia, which was like the most basic Nokia phone, and it is the world's best-selling phone even today. And it was a huge deal, and it had Snake, it had that little flashlight that you could turn on. It had all the basic features you needed out of a phone. At the same time, you had other phones. You had one that's known for being unbreakable, which is 3310.
तुम ऑटो से फेंक दो, तुम ट्रक पे चढ़ा दो, तुम 2 महले से ऊपर नीचे फेंक दो, those phones wouldn't break at all. And they were also innovating a lot on the design aspect. And they were releasing products in all sections with variety of price ranges, with variety of features. If you remember, there was N series, which was thoda rich logon ka phone. I mean, if we were using 3310 and 1100, the slightly upper class used to use the N series. There was also Xpressmusic series.
Xpressmusic was actually kind of inspired by what was going on in the iPod MP3 player space right then. So, like many other companies, Nokia had the idea of combining those. Like, why not have a iPod-like thing in your phone itself, where you have buttons where you can change the track and all. They had a particular phone called the N-Gage, and I tried to push it a lot. It wasn't that big of a success. But again, it showed how experimental Nokia could be. Like, it was literally a gaming console that was also a phone. And like, there are so many examples of they were not afraid of trying out new things. Something that was very rare back then, even with their competitors like Samsung and Sony Ericsson, who still made good phones, but they were regular phones. Even today, all phones are essentially black rectangles, right? And that era was completely different the way Nokia approached phone design.
Let's talk a little about our own personal stories. Let me ask you, what was your first Nokia phone? I mean, if you used Nokia, I'm sure you did. What was your first Nokia phone?
So the first, I have probably used Nokia phones before that, but the first one I actually had that I could call it as my phone was the one I spoke about, the 1100. It was the perfect phone for a standard 8, standard 9 student to have. Like, I remember playing Snake, playing Space Impact. I think that was the other game in there.
Yeah.
And I remember it had a music composing feature also, where you could use the keypad and make music. Even back then, I was so into music that I used that to make songs.
You can actually make ringtones out of it. I mean, you can actually set the tempos at various levels and can actually create ringtones back with that phone. And who can forget Snake? I mean, that game was so successful. They tried pushing it in various levels, color mein dala, 3D mein dala. With the subsequent generations of phones that Nokia released, it had Snake game pakka. Like, the Snake game was constant throughout. Always there is one particular thing which latches on to the, so to say, like the memories of consumers. Here in that case was our very own Nokia ringtone, and it was so famous that every time we heard that ringtone, we know that, oh, somebody has a Nokia phone, right? The haath ka milna when the phone was switched on, and ten 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 ten. So all those amazing small jingles or whatever was the fact, we were the normal Indian consumer latched onto that.